My brain is delayed.
You're good, though.
I'm running
But that's
on that
normal.
4 a.m. brain, man.
Damn.
Welcome to Board Man Gets Paid. I'm your boy Xavier Gauthier,
I'm Alex Petrich.
Benjamin Butler.
Will Martin.
and we're back with another one, man. NBA season is gearing up to get started.
Less than a week away, baby.
Less than a week away.
5 days, gentlemen.
So, y'all are going to get bombarded with Board Man Gets Paid content. So if this is the third video that you're seeing uploaded in one day, I apologize. Your boy been busy.
That's too damn bad if this is the third video of the day.
Yeah, look,
Right.
that's on you. That's on.
Dog, honestly.
Y'all should have asked for it. Y'all should have pressured me more.
Well,
It wouldn't have gotten done.
just don't go to class.
That's definitely not happening. I didn't go to class for like the last 3 weeks, dog. So behind.
Based.
Based.
Been trying to
Retweet.
get this bread instead.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so before we get into the NBA season, we would like to reflect back. Last season was 75 years, wasn't it?
That was 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago?
Where that,
They're just still using the 75-year logo.
yeah. Yeah,
shit.
they use the diamond.
Yeah, okay. I thought so.
Yeah, which I still feel pissed off that not a single Nuggets player was in the top 75 players of all time.
Not a single Nuggets player?
Not a single Nuggets player.
Alex English robbed.
Carmelo Anthony robbed. Tristan Thompson still is going to find his way into our rosters.
I don't know about that.
He did last year. Dude was an analyst
don't
and
know
then said,
about
fuck
that.
it. I'm going to go play again.
All right.
I hope nobody else gives Tristan Thompson a fucking chance, man.
No.
Dog, I'm pretty
Don't
sure
give
he's
that
on
man
the
any
Cavs
more
again.
Opportunities.
I'm pretty sure he's on the Cavs again.
He was an ESPN analyst before the Lakers were like, damn, we need somebody to eat up fouls on Jokic and sign him to like a 10-day.
That was literally his only purpose.
Yeah,
And it worked.
it didn't.
It did not.
Did not work. He ended up getting
No.
swept.
But hey, no. I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure he signed with the Cavs.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Look it up.
Probably got a front office
He is
job
on the
for them.
Cavs.
Let's
That-
go. Tristan
that-
Thompson back in Cleveland.
That keeping up with the Kardashians money ain't paying how it used to.
Well, yeah, because he's got to pay alimony.
Them
Yeah.
residuals.
Bro, him and Lamar
Those
Odom
legal
both.
fees.
Bro, him and Lamar Odom both in that fucking trap.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's
how
called the
black men
Chloe
keep-
trap.
I don't understand like how black men keep falling for that. That shit is insane. Like it's a known thing at this point.
Couldn't
Like
explain
it's a whole
The domino effect started with Ray J.
Ray J.
Let's talk ball.
Yeah, so we're going
Ball.
to a blast from the past in this episode. Some of us have lists from the 2020s all the way to the 60s. Some of us only have lists from the 2020s all the way to the 70s.
Some of us have lists all the way up to the 90s.
Yeah, so we
Sorry,
going.
guys.
Look, man,
It's all good, man.
it's been a long week.
Yeah, some of us have jobs outside of this.
Yeah, I have 3.
I've got
So that's why I didn't get any more Board Man Gets Paid episodes, if you're wondering.
Respect.
valid.
But yeah, Alex, do you want to start off since you have the 60s?
Are we just doing 60s? It will go up.
You can just go ahead and do 60s, man.
All right.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm.
1960s by position. So the way this is structured, at least I think the way we all agreed it was structured, was the top 5 of each decade.
Yes.
Or like the starting five of each- the
Your,
starting
your starting
decade.
5 of each decade.
So my starting 5 for the 1960s at point guard, I have Mr. Oscar Robertson, with honorable mentions to Lenny Wilkins and Bob Cousy. Oscar averaged a triple-double, and while he never won a title in the 60s, he had the best stats of any point guard. And this is where it kind of gets weird because at shooting guard, I had Jerry West. Jerry West did also play point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, but his best years were at shooting guard for them in the 60s. For honorable mentions there, I have Sam Jones and Hal Greer, which from the Boston Celtics and Philadelphia 76ers, respectively. For the small forward position, I have the late, great Elgin Baylor, with John Havlicek and Dave DeBusschere as honorable mentions. For power forward, I have Bob Pettit, Atlanta Hawks legend. Or they were the St. Louis Hawks at the time. His best years were like late 50s, early 60s, but he had several good years in the 60s. Jerry Lucas and Bailey Howell as honorable mentions. And then for center, this is the most contentious one because the two best players of the 60s were centers. I have Wilt Chamberlain. With Bill Russell, Walt Bellamy, and Nate Thurmond as honorable mentions. For me, Wilt just was statistically and athletically the better player. Bill Russell had more help. He had a better supporting cast. And while everybody called Wilt just like a stat patter, he's one of the greatest athletes in American history.
Yeah. He's like that.
On
So who has
and
70s?
off the court.
I think it's just
do you have 70s?
I do
or is
not.
Just
you
me
have
and
70s, Will.
No,
I
he
have
has
70s. I mean, I got 70s list too, but I mean, I don't know ball like you.
I was gonna
guys.
say you're going to be the only one with stats and like actual data to back this up. I just went off of who I like.
Same.
Of course.
So,
I mean, man,
There's personal bias on my list.
yeah, there's a lot of personal bias on my list.
I mean, 70s. I'll just go my 5. Point guard, I got Walt Frazier.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was solid for the Knicks. Put up some good numbers at the point.
2 titles.
Yeah. And then I gotta go with at shooting guard, the all-time NCAA leader,
Yes, sir. He's the
Pistol
only one
Pete.
I care about in the 70s.
Pistol fucking Pete, baby.
He's got to be on that list.
Yeah.
Dude was unstoppable. I mean, kind of controversial for small forward, but I mean, he had even though it's ABA, a lot of good stats. Julius Erving.
Okay.
Dude, he was unstoppable out there, but
So
I mean,
that's-
even in his transition to the NBA, he was fucking fantastic.
He is the 3 for the series.
Power forward, Bob McAdoo.
I think he played a lot at center.
I mean, he still rotated, but I
did
mean,
rotate.
I only put him there because obviously you got to put the GOAT, the skyhook at center, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Lou Alcindor at a time.
Lou Alcindor, yeah, Lou Alcindor, but I mean, just because you know him as Kareem Abdul,
The captain.
the captain.
For my 70s list, I have Oscar Robertson.
Oh,
Valid.
okay.
Point. Don't
Didn't win
need
a
to say
title.
anything about that. Me and Will's lists are identical because I have shooting guard Pete Maravich. Pistol Pete. Shout out LSU legend.
Facts.
Small forward Julius Erving.
Ooh.
Gotta have him in there. And then, since I didn't do the 60s, I have 2 bigs in here
Okay.
who were technically both centers, but they're too good to like not have them both on the list. Kareem and Wilt.
Kareem and
Valid.
Wilt for the
Kareem
70s.
Valid.
and Wilt, and switch them out between point guard and center.
Wilt
Point
Chamberlain.
guard.
Wilt Chamberlain probably at power forward. I mean, my bad.
Wilt Chamberlain in the 70s might have been the greatest defensive player of all time if they
It
tracked
was-
blocks.
it
If
was.
they tracked blocks.
Yeah.
No, he would have.
Oh yeah, he's the GOAT.
Oh yeah. So my
He's
list.
the GOAT.
There is a lot of overlap. There are some changes for mine. For my point guard, I had Walt Frazier, with honorable mentions to Tiny Archibald and Gail Goodrich. For shooting guard, I went with Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
But I had to give respect to Denver Nuggets legend David Thompson,
The Skywalker.
the Skywalker David Thompson, and George Gervin, who in 1978 had one of the greatest scoring duels of all time for the scoring title. The quick story
One
is
of only 4 players to only win it 3 times. The
uh,
scoring title.
Thompson or Gervin.
Gervin.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, so like the last day of the 78 season, Thompson and Gervin were like neck and neck for the scoring title, and Thompson really wanted it. So he goes out in like a meaningless regular season game, the last game of their season, scores 73 points. And because of that, it ups his points average to just ahead of Gervin. Gervin gets word of this before their game in the afternoon, and Gervin's teammates are just feeding him the entire game because they're like, yeah, fuck David Thompson. So Gervin goes out and scores 53. And he retains the scoring title by like a
Weak as
few percent.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd be so
That's
petty.
petty. That's so petty.
That shit is so funny because that sounds exactly like what I do as a my player on 2K.
Yeah.
You start off playing like shit. You're a 60 overall, and Steph is leading the fucking league and
Oh.
3-pointers made and 3-point
Just-
percentage. But
just
halfway
ask
through-
what-
right after that All-Star game, I'm an 80. 85 maybe.
Exactly.
Just ask what
I just
fucking
broke
Alex.
the 3-point scoring record.
Just ask what Alex did to Noah with Tracy McGrady.
Didn't you like
96.
Yeah, I was gonna say you 90 bombed that man.
I 90 bombed
with Tracy,
T-Mac.
which is fair because I've played with the Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter,
The Raptors.
Oh, those
Raptors, and I shit on somebody. I literally just played with Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter the entire game.
I
and
would too.
I think combined like they had 100 and something
No,
combined
Based.
points. It was-
T-Mac's my
yeah,
favorite
bro.
player all time. and for damn
hey,
good
look,
reason.
I was gonna say no judgment.
But moving on to small forward, this is where it gets controversial. I have John Havlicek above Julius Erving.
I was thinking about putting John Havlicek
All-time Celtics leading scorer.
Yeah,
All-time
I don't-
Celtics
I
leading
don't hate
scorer, and
Which is crazy
Irving.
for their history.
Yeah. which is
Irving won.
wild.
Irving won ABA titles in the '70s, but Havlicek had 2 NBA titles in the '70s, which was the decade of parity. Which we're kind of heading into another one right now. And that like dynasties, it doesn't look like there's going to be a dynasty in the '20s,
No,
but the '70s.
it's going to be like a scramble for the title.
Oh, yeah.
pretty much.
But I had Julius Erving and the Golden State Warriors' Rick Barry as honorable mentions for small forward. And then for power forward, I had Elvin Hayes for the Washington Bullets, with Indiana Pacers legend George McGinnis and Wes Unseld as honorable mentions. And for center, it's the most undeniable position on the list. It is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I put Bob McAdoo and Bill Walton as honorable mentions.
That's
Shout out
fair.
Bill Walton.
Shout out Bill Walton.
Legend.
Shout out.
Also, shout out Bob McAdoo. If it's not Tracy McGrady, Bob's probably my second favorite player all time.
By the way, looked it
fair.
up real quick. Correction to what I said. George Gervin is one of 3 players to win the scoring title 4 times.
Jesus
He
Christ.
shares that with AI and Kevin Durant. And then James Harden, George Mike, and Neil Johnson, and Bob McAdoo have won it 3 times.
Where the fuck is
Wow.
Jordan on that list? Didn't he win like 8 scoring titles?
I don't think so.
Michael.
Anyway, who's got 80s? We all got 80s?
We all got 80s.
Me, you,
Nope.
Will.
No, okay, Ben doesn't have 80s.
Well, you can start off 80s again.
Go ahead for 80s.
I mean, point guard, it's pretty clear. He made magic on the court.
Yeah,
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, the Lakers at that time were fucking unstoppable.
Yeah,
Like, god damn.
golden era Lakers.
Dude, them going up against the Celtics every fucking
First
year.
golden era, I should
Yeah.
say.
Shooting guard, I mean, I have him in 2 decades, 80s and 90s, but Michael Jordan.
And what I was going to say, you asked Michael Jordan, I just looked it up. He is worlds above everyone else. He's a 10-time NBA scoring champ. That's why
Holy
he's-
shit!
Damn, Mike.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Mike is him.
I hate that motherfucker, but you can't deny him.
He's the
God damn
GOAT.
it. It's like Tom
The
Brady.
GOAT.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
you
Tom.
hate him, but god damn it, he's so
God damn,
good.
he's so good. All
Nah,
right,
dude.
small forward.
The hick from French Lick.
It's
pick.
obvious. It's obvious.
Larry Bird.
Okay.
That man, just hearing all the shit that man did in his career, it's got to be fucking fake, but no.
The stories outweigh
The
actual
stories,
career.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Christmas Eve, him just going like, "Hey, I got y'all a present," to whatever team they were fucking playing. Then as the game's closing out, like drains a 3 in the final seconds of the game, looks over at the opposing team's bench and just goes, "Merry fucking Christmas" to the head coach.
There's
Like,
that one.
God
There's the
damn.
first 3-point contest ever. There's the
shot with his left hand
Left
for a
hand.
game.
Larry
Save his
Bird.
right hand
told
for
the
the
defender
Lakers.
every
Fun
move.
fact: Larry Bird is the only person in NBA history to be named Rookie of the Year, MVP, Finals MVP, All-Star MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year.
Illustrious career.
He was a coach.
It's crazy.
He
Yeah.
coached the Indiana Pacers in the
Pacers.
90s.
That makes a lot of sense.
The Reggie
Only
Miller
for
Pacers.
3 years, but I mean,
Mm-hmm. Got one of them.
Got him to the Eastern
Yep.
Conference Finals.
I mean, I know he's a center in this case, but again, power forward, I put Moses Malone.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then center?
Patrick Ewing.
Really?
Really?
Fascinating. Our
I mean,
lists are very
that's just
different.
biased.
I mean, our first 3 positions are pretty, but yeah, our front courts are different. Xavier, you want to go?
yeah. I got Magic at point, of course. I got Clyde Drexler at shooting guard.
Ooh.
I got Dominique Wilkins in my 3.
That's so biased, but I get it.
It's very biased.
I mean, dude,
I told you it was
I'll be
going to
honest,
be biased as
I almost went with Drexler, but like seeing how he didn't really start till the like mid 80s.
He was
Yeah.
drafted in 83.
I know, but
Yeah.
those like 7
So he didn't like start putting up numbers until like
Yeah.
the mid. Yeah.
Yeah, the mid to late.
So it's a
but
little
still.
controversial, but
Yeah.
And his
You know.
rings came with the Rockets in the 90s.
yeah.
That's true. They did.
But I'm gonna give him his credit in the 80s just because the 90s is too stacked.
90s is different.
90s is so fucking stacked. My once I tell you my 90s list, you'll understand why I didn't put him in the
Yeah.
90s.
Right.
Larry Bird at power
At the
forward.
4, he did play the 4 a lot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then Moses Malone.
And then Moses as well. We share that. My list is. I'm now realizing I was the only person who did honorable mentions, And,
No, you're good. I definitely have them. I have them in the back of the noggin.
So my point guard is Magic Johnson, with honorable mentions to Isaiah Thomas and Boston Celtics point guard Dennis Johnson.
Nice. Oh, by the way, I didn't do a 60s list, but if I did a 60s list, Elgin Baylor is my point guard for
Interesting.
the 60s.
All right. For shooting guard, Mike, with honorable mentions to Sidney Moncrief and Dominique Wilkins.
Shout out Sidney Moncrief, man.
Shout out.
Just was
Thank you for
outweighed
putting
by-
Dominique
by,
on your list.
Oh, of course. For small forward, I had Larry Bird simply because of the accolades. If I was being like a true problem, I would have said Alex English. And he is in my honorable
That's what
mentions.
I did.
You had Alex English?
No. I'm just saying. You'll see.
Oh, yeah, I know. But yeah, I have Larry Bird with honorable mentions to Alex English and Bernard King. People forget Bernard King was good for the Knicks in the 80s because the 80s Knicks stunk. That's why they got Patrick Ewing. And then power forward, I had Kevin McHale with honorable mentions to Charles Barkley and Terry Cummings. And for center, Moses Malone with honorable mentions to Hakeem and Kareem.
Patrick Ewing is also one of my honorable mentions.
I probably
for
should
this time frame.
Probably should have done Pat, but I mean Hakeem and Kareem, all three of the guys I mentioned for center made the finals. Pat didn't in the 80s.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, the 1990s.
Ben, you want to start us
I
off?
finally have a list. I would happily start us off. It gets a little silly.
The entire
Right away.
1990s Chicago Bulls.
You like Dylan? You said go Dylan Brooks on this podcast, so you already have.
So I had that.
You are already wild.
I originally had the 95-96 Bulls. I got a little realistic. Point guard is John Stockton.
Okay.
Okay.
Shooting guard is Michael Jordan. And this is where I got silly, but I'll give you my serious answer afterward. My small forward is LeBron James when he was a freshman in high school. I would actually put Charles Barkley or Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
My power forward
beat
is
writer.
My power forward is the Utah Jazz power forward in parentheses Sicko. He will not be named.
The post,
Yeah.
the postman.
We don't mention him by name.
Yep. No. Thank you. And
His
then,
last name is the name of the Nuggets coach.
We know who
Sure.
it is. Will.
First name of Jimmy Neutron's best friend.
Jesus Christ. That was clever.
Yeah.
That was clever. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
All right, and
My center is Hakeem Olajuwon,
of course,
Valid.
Rockets fan, and you will not be. I don't need to argue it.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
William.
My honorable mention for center would be 90s Shaq.
Honestly, I think mine and Ben's list is tap for tap the same.
Let's hear it. Anyway,
Point guard, you gotta go John Stockton. That man was fucking disgusting with his passing.
yeah,
He couldn't dribble left.
the honorable mention from 90s
It doesn't matter. He passed.
would be IT. For 90s would be Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IT's my point guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's probably the only place where our lists are different.
Shooting guard.
Sorry.
He's the GOAT. Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And ironically, I also put LeBron James as a freshman in high school. Just kidding. No, Scottie Pippen.
Of course.
Duh. I mean, that man was the second best player on the fucking Bulls.
A lot of my lists came down to the MVP and the actual player, and that's
Yeah.
why I think I'd realistically put Charles Barkley at my 3.
I put Charles Barkley at my 4. The round mound
Okay.
and rebound.
Okay.
And then, of course, Hakeem the Dream at center.
Okay. Xavier.
IT.
I
at
appreciate
the one.
not even putting that guy from the Jazz at all. That's pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty nice.
Who?
All right.
I specifically did not put him on my list.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. No. At the one, I got IT. GOAT.
Yep.
Obviously,
Left off the dream team is a
that
bum.
fucking bum MJ.
Yeah. Fucking bum.
Fucking bum. Small forward, Scottie Pippen. At the power forward, I put Barkley as well. And of course, I put Hakeem Olajuwon at the 5.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, you can't go wrong with
dream.
a list like that.
That was a good team.
Yeah.
But,
the only person I would trade out is IT for John Stockton.
right.
That's it.
Love this guy's mentions.
I put Stockton for my honorable mentions for point guard. I had Gary Payton and Penny Hardaway.
Gary Payton's the second best point
Penny,
guard of the
Penny, I
90s.
would also, yeah.
For shooting guard, I have Mike with honorable mentions to Clyde Drexler and Golden State Warriors and Sacramento Kings legend Mitch Richmond. Small forward,
TMC.
Run TMC, dude. It's one of my favorite teams on 2K. Him, Mullen, and Tim Hardaway.
Great
Sr.
Legends team.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
For small forward, I have Scottie Pippen with honorable mentions to Glenn Rice and Grant Hill. For power forward, I did the man who shall not be named. She was 13.
Here at Boardman gets paid. We do not support that.
We do not support.
We do not support that whatsoever.
And then I had Charles Barkley and Sean Kemp as honorable mentions. And for center, I had Hakeem Olajuwon with Patrick Ewing and Shaquille O'Neal as honorable mentions.
Got smoked in the finals by Hakeem.
So nice.
All right,
nice.
our 2000s lists. Who's starting?
You want to go ahead?
Sure.
Yeah.
I think
go.
my point guard.
Might as well.
I think this may be. I have Steve Nash.
Same.
Okay.
I have.
Everyone should.
That's not.
It's him or a kid, no?
Well, here's the thing. I have Steve Nash with honorable mentions to AI, Jason Kidd, and Chris Paul. Just
AI's
because,
a
like, huh?
He has a 2.
AI played the 1.
Yeah, but he was better at the 2.
Fair enough.
He's my 2. Continue.
He's your 2.
Love the Chris Paul pick.
I mean,
Love the Chris Paul.
There was another guy who played shooting guard. in the
Yeah, I was gonna
2000s.
say like.
Now that's my goat. Now that was my goat.
All right. Anyway, my shooting guard. It's Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant.
Sorry, real quick on that note. It's crazy that you call him your GOAT, Will, when he handed the Nuggets their ass.
In the 2009 Western
Yeah.
Conference Finals.
Hey, you know, man, sometimes you gotta let bygones be bygones.
Absolutely not. You would call me an asshole if I was like, "Hey man, I know LeBron beat us in the bubble, but
Oh, I would murder you. I would, dude. I would
here
fucking.
you are fucking saying, "Hey man, Kobe beat us in 09."
I don't disrespect the dead. Okay, that's a lie. Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. But
But I don't respect that man. I don't disrespect that man.
fair enough.
That's fair.
shit.
Outside of Kobe, my honorable mentions for the 2000s. If I were going to be really
Kobe's
biased,
your two?
I had Kobe at my
That's
2.
interesting.
But I had honorable mentions of Tracy McGrady and Dwayne Wade. T-Mac never got out of the first round, but
That's still a good honorable mention. That's a great honorable
I love
mention.
him. Small forward, just because the position was not as stacked in the. I mean, of course he was the best, but like there wasn't a whole lot of competition. It's LeBron James, with honorable mentions to Carmelo Anthony and Paul Pierce.
I
Crazy
did
that
not think of that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, hey man,
like still,
truth.
it's
the
football
truth.
Pierce still, but
he's the truth.
I mean, it's crazy that that's the first
But
time
you can't
LeBron
deny.
shows up on your list. I mean, for me,
I was gonna go the '80s when LeBron was born.
LeBron coming out his mom's womb,
Yeah,
Arguably the
dunking the umbilical cord.
power forward. This was the hardest because the
Wasn't for me.
2000s was the golden age
It was
of the power forward.
Stacked.
Just I went with Tim Duncan.
Look, man.
I went with Tim Duncan, but all due respect and the honorable mentions to Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, and Chris Bosh. And then at center, Shaquille O'Neal with honorable mentions to Ben Wallace and Yao Ming.
Nice. I want to go right after this man because
After me?
yeah.
we'll go counterclockwise.
Yeah.
We'll do reverse order. This
Get him. Get him.
Very controversial and very biased point guard. And y'all already know who
Joe
the fuck
Johnson?
Is. No. Joe Johnson.
Wait, dead ass who?
CP3.
Okay. Oh, duh.
Repping the
New Orleans.
motherfucking Hornets.
Yeah. This graphic is
And now he's on the Warriors.
And now he's on the Warriors. But also, that was Lob City technically as well.
Yeah.
The very beginning of Lob City, but it was Lob City.
Yep.
I would put AI at my 1 for my honorable mention,
Okay.
even though he played 2 more so.
I love the bias though, man. That's a good bias.
Yeah, man. Kobe at the 2.
Fine.
Gotta rest in peace, Mamba.
He's the GOAT.
You said
Bron at small forward,
Obviously.
Wow.
of course.
Once again.
Brown at what?
Bron at small forward,
Okay.
Duh.
of course. Another very big bias. KG at power forward.
KG at power forward.
KG is one of my favorite power forwards of all time.
I can't argue that too much.
But I agree with your list and your honorable mentions.
Yeah.
That it's
hard.
Like I had a really hard time picking between Tim Duncan and KG.
Yeah.
And it was such a good. That's the big man era made me fall in love with basketball. It was so fucking good. And then that motherfucking guy Shaq.
DJ Diesel.
DJ
Diesel.
Diesel.
We'll see you
DJ
next
Diesel.
week, Diesel.
At center, man.
Of course.
'Cause, yeah. Nobody else is breaking backboards.
No, nobody else.
Breaking backs and breaking
Couldn't
backs.
stop.
Breaking backs and breaking
I
backboards.
think he averaged like 38 and 14 in the 2000 finals.
Only man to get a 100 overall in 2K.
Was it 2K2?
It was 2K2.
Yeah.
2 years off.
Yeah.
That man be different.
All right.
So I had to put him at my 5.
William.
Hold on, if you will.
Bro doesn't even have it up.
You know,
he was going off. I was actually very impressed. He's been going off memory all the way up until now. So,
Really?
no, I have a list.
Okay.
oh, you moved off of it.
I was editing
Okay.
and adding, plugging.
That's fair. That's
plugging
fair.
and playing.
All right.
Point guard. I mean, I got Steve Nash, dude. Come on now.
That's fair.
That dude was different.
I'm not mad about Steve Nash being y'all's point at all. Like he definitely deserves
I
that.
will say he didn't
like I
deserve a
said,
second
my
MVP.
list was just hella
No, he
biased.
didn't. He did not deserve a second MVP.
He did not deserve the second MVP.
No.
All right, AI at the guard at shooting guard. Duh. That man different.
Are you about to put him at fucking small forward?
No,
Kobe Bryant?
no,
Where the hell's Kobe on this list?
he's off.
What?
You just said respect my goat.
What?
Hey, he could be my goat, but I still gotta respect game here. I know ball.
Won 4 titles in the 2000s.
LaFraud is my small forward.
Okay.
La douche. La
Look, go.
La meat riders, every single one of you.
Hey, look, and proud of it.
I'm proud of it.
Wait,
All right.
Daddy.
Hey, yo.
Pause.
That's
Anyway,
gonna be. That's
power
gonna be an
forward.
edit.
Hey,
That's gonna be an edit.
hey,
Just make it its own video.
hey,
Yeah.
Tech.
All right.
Tech.
If
Ben Brown.
If Bron's watching.
Well, I'm 30 minutes late to class, man. Give us your fucking power forward.
See, here's where it gets interesting.
God.
It's a two-way tie.
Between
The big fundamental and Dirk.
and Dirk.
Yeah.
Getting to see Dirk play in person. Granted, it was at the end of his career in like 2017, but still, that man is different.
Right.
Dirk, that dude is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like I think of my 5 NBA games I've been to, I've seen him play twice.
Wow.
That's actually really nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
I never got to see him.
I never got to see him play.
Dude,
One of the two players that I really wish I had gotten three: Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki,
Yeah.
and Kobe.
dude, Dirk was
Really
insane.
wish I got to see all three of them play.
I know that would have been insane. And then finally, if he had his own brand of tequila, it would be called Shaquila.
Shout out to Shaq for having his own brand for fucking everything.
Everything.
Oh,
Shout out Shaq Fu.
Where am I?
Shaq.
Shout out him stealing fucking Sinbad's job and creating
Sinbad's
Shazam.
Wasn't it
Shout out
Kazam?
for-
Or Kazam, yeah. Which it should have been Shazam since he was Shaq, but
For some reason, he advertises Epson ink cartridges for printers.
yeah.
Bro, the man was
Bros
in
everywhere.
fucking the
The
general
face of Fiat.
insurance. Hey,
Yeah, General Insurance. Gold Bond lotion.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Shout out Shaq, man.
Something
This
else.
fucking bag, dog.
I'm just waiting for the day he fucking has commercials for him DJing.
All right, Ben. How biased is this fucking list?
If you guys thought
It's
Will's
real
if
bias.
you guys thought Will's list was ridiculous, get ready to have some fun. My point guard is Steve Nash.
Okay.
Okay, valid.
My shooting guard is Allen Iverson, and
Valid.
here is where it gets a lot of fun, guys. I have honorable mentions for this list solely. My honorable mentions at shooting guard: Dwayne Wade and James Harden.
Got to.
Valid.
2000, he played in 2009.
I know he did.
He was a rookie.
Yes.
If you guys didn't know,
Arizona State James Harden.
he played the 2009 season, 2010 with
He
the.
did.
But again,
Thunder.
Arizona State, James Harden.
Yeah.
My small forward is LeBron James.
Of course.
With
Valid.
an honorable mention to Kevin Durant. He could also be an honorable mention for the 4.
I forgot. I shouldn't. Maybe I should have put Durant if I.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Get to
Durant
it.
should probably be
My
your honorable
power
mention for the
forward is
Tens.
Kevin Garnett.
Valid.
No
Yeah.
honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Respect.
center is Dr. Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
Doctor.
Moving on to the 2010s. This one has the most honorable mentions for me.
Understandable.
Nice.
That's crazy that he made it onto the 10s.
I know.
the honorable mention for your point guard. That's awesome. I agree.
Yeah.
Continue.
My point guard, Mr. Wardell Stephen Curry.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
With
The second.
with the second.
His full name in there. Where okay.
And
It's his name.
The 2010s was really the era of the point guard. We saw it flourish the most, so I have honorable mentions for Kyrie Irving, Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, and Chris Paul.
It's such a stacked.
I
era.
know. For shooting guard, I have
Man.
James Harden, with honorable
Based.
mentions to Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, and Klay Thompson.
There's somebody you're forgetting on that list, but it's okay. I'll cover it.
Who am I missing?
Don't worry about it. I'll cover it.
What, Kyle Korver?
No. Well, him too. Yes.
All-star. He's an all-star.
All-star
Yes.
Kyle Korver.
Fucking Hawks legend,
Hawks
Kyle
legend.
Korver.
Kyle Korver for three.
Shut up.
Love that
I
man.
was thinking JJ Redick, but you know.
JJ
JJ Redick too.
Sick,
Yeah.
sick mind.
Yeah.
Small forward, I can look out.
Go
There was no competition.
Nah.
I mean, I don't get how
in the 2010s.
Kevin
Nah,
Durant's a
there's
punk ass
zero.
bitch.
I honestly don't get how y'all are able to talk with his fucking meat just in the back of y'all's throat.
Unbelievable.
Oh, you get real used to it if you widen your jaw enough. Will.
3 titles.
Unbelievable.
You should know you're a glizzy
How
goblin.
good he was.
4
in the 2010s.
finals for 8 straight years. He went to 8 straight finals. The only other people who have done that is the Boston Celtics of the 60s. He did what a dynasty did
I refuse
In
to
the modern
acknowledge
era.
him.
in the modern
I
era.
refuse to acknowledge him as the GOAT.
Against other
He's gone to
legends.
10 finals, man.
He's
He's
gone to
only won
10
4,
finals.
but he's
Oh,
gone to 10.
left
Damn,
forward.
that's crazy. The real GOAT went to every final and won them.
Well, what
So
I'll
you're
say is,
penalizing
Okay, and how
for
many times did he
making
get
finals?
bounced out the playoffs?
Don't matter.
look, here's
Every
what I'll
final.
say.
does.
It is funny.
Why do y'all?
You're penalizing him for making 10 finals?
That's crazy.
No, I'm penalizing him for not winning all 10 finals.
He carried those 10 teams to the finals every single time. You know, I'm not going to look. We're going to have a whole other episode about this. dog.
I refuse.
No.
I refuse to
years-
acknowledge him as the GOAT.
There was years
get
where
to
his
it.
next best teammate was 38-year-old Darren Williams.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Let's not forget
Yeah.
Zydrunas
Okay.
Ilgauskas.
Okay,
Anyway.
hold on. Yeah, we got to finish this.
Honorable mentions for small forward: Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George.
Hawaii.
Power forward: Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions to Blake Griffin and Kevin Love. And for center, just because the 2010s was a weird time for centers,
Say his name.
Dwight Howard.
Yep.
He won.
Yep,
He
he's
won
my-
3 DPOYs, man. Like he did
Oh shit!
In a
he
row, I
did.
believe.
in the like early 2010s. Dwight Howard. People forget. With
Because he
honorable-
was like that.
yeah,
Made a finals.
made a finals,
Lost
lost
to Kobe.
to Kobe. And
was like
for
that.
my honorable mentions, again, he's not on this. He's not on the 10s list. It's DeMarcus Cousins and Marc Gasol.
Yeah, you got to have DeMarcus Cousins on Boogie.
Boogie.
Prime Boogie was
Boogie.
fun.
Prime Boogie, man.
Xavier.
Let's run through them, boys.
Very biased list.
Okay.
It's fine.
Again,
It's just the 2015 Hawks.
Wardell. It's Kyle Korver.
DeMarre Carroll.
The 1 seed Hawks. Best record in the league.
Anyway.
Continue.
Steph, Wardell, Stephen Curry, of course. There's no denying that anybody is better than Stephen Curry in the 2010s.
Yep.
But of
Well,
course, you have
Then
to
wait for my
give credit
list.
to everybody that you gave credit to.
Then wait for my list.
Okay.
No, you're just wrong.
The shooting guard that you missed, Mr. Jimmy Butler himself.
Jimmy, fuck, I forgot about
Hit me buckets.
Mr. Jimmy Butler himself, and I'm throwing
In my city, baby.
prime Derrick Rose in an honorable mention.
In my city, baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hear
for
me?
point guard because obviously he gets injured
Shout
and his
out to
career
Rack.
takes a deep fall.
Shut up, my
but
city.
prime like that series that year 2012 yeah
Game.
Oh.
yeah 2012 D Rose is in there.
Jimmy Buckets.
Legoat.
Yeah.
He has my heart.
These positions are a little out of. They're not necessarily their like positions,
Get to it.
but I'm going to put them both on the same starting 5,
Okay.
and it's Dirk and AD.
Dirk and AD.
Dirk and AD at the power forward and center.
Shit. I didn't even put Dirk in my honorable mentions for power forward. I'm fucked.
Dirk, look, man, 2013.
You're a horrible person.
2013, man.
Okay.
He's my
Manu Ginobili is one of my honorable mentions, by the way.
Oh, okay. That's no, damn. I didn't
Yeah.
even think Manu.
That whole Spurs team, really.
That whole sport.
I don't really
That whole
rock with
Spurs
them.
You
I
say
should
you
have put
didn't really
Tony
rock with
Parker
them?
as an honorable
I don't
mention.
really
Tony
rock
Parker,
with the
Manu
Spurs.
I would like
Ginobili,
to-
Tim Duncan,
Retroactively,
Kawhi
list
Leonard
Tony Parker
is on that team.
Yeah.
I got beef with the Spurs for life, especially
One
Manu,
Finals MVP,
'cause that- 'cause
actually.
that- 'cause of
Against
that
Liga.
block
The meat raiders.
on Harden. I got beef with Manu for the day I died.
Oh,
Honestly, I'm just glad that he did not win twice over LeBron in
Who?
the playoffs and finals.
Who?
Kawhi.
Oh, Kawhi. Yeah, then we would be having weird dialogues about it.
Yeah. Is Kawhi the GOAT?
I'm
No.
Honestly, I'm glad we never got the Battle of Los Angeles as we were promised because it would have been so awful.
Well, oh, Clippers versus Lakers?
Clippers, Lakers in the
Yeah.
playoffs. I'm so glad we never got that because that would have been the war zone.
Just the battle of load management.
Yeah.
Should have been in the bubble. The Nuggets
All right,
are gonna
William,
come back from 3-1
the 2010s.
twice.
Yep. Shout out to Nugs.
Who was your center, Xavier?
Oh, center, yeah.
My center, I said 80.
Who's your 4?
My 4 was Dirk.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
William,
You're up, big dog.
2010s.
Let's see how stupid he gets.
Fuck you.
It's
You
gonna
know
be-
what? It's fine.
It's gonna be worse than me in the 2000s.
Bro didn't even mention Tim Duncan in the 2000s.
No, I don't. He's a bum. Like if
Yes, I did.
Why do
No,
you?
I'm talking about Ben.
Why do you hate Tim Duncan?
Dude, if you
dog?
swap because I love
Houston,
KD,
San Antonio.
Houston, San Antonio.
yeah.
If you swap him and this is the conversation that you probably heard. If you swap him and KG on draft night, KG has 5'6" as well. Of them things.
Okay. All right. That's a whole other hot take.
But KG also doesn't end up on the Celtics
Yeah.
with
Well,
Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and
Yeah, of course.
gang.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course not.
The gang.
Are you not done with yours?
he was making edits again.
I am.
Sorry, Will. You didn't have to edit it.
Point guard, Wardell, Stephen Curry.
But what were you gonna say?
No, just Stephen Curry.
Okay, then where's it getting weird?
Right now.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, fuck you guys. It's Derrick Rose at the point.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That's
If
good.
that man's career hadn't been derailed by injuries, he would have been the best point guard in the 2010s.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I still stand by it.
Maybe even in the 2020 stuff.
Facts.
It could be good still.
Yeah. Goddamn ACL tear.
Yeah.
His play style.
I hate to admit it, but best shooting guard. Don't look at me like that. He is the reason Houston strip clubs exist still. They want him back so badly that they send him fucking we miss you
Little
cards.
baby side bitch.
James Harden.
Not James Harden side bitch. Little baby side.
Little baby side bitch.
ATV professional.
Small forward, that skinny bitch with fucked up hairline, with the fucking pubes for hairline.
Kevin Durant.
Yes,
He disrespects.
At small forward.
yes.
Hey,
Okay.
Yo.
Who's your four?
The true number 2 in Los Angeles,
Okay.
Pau Gasol.
Okay.
Oh,
That's fair.
that's really weird.
That's-
but
that's-
I didn't even think of Powell. Jesus.
Yeah,
I didn't think of Powell.
The second
you had
said
Powell as honorable.
no, he said he
I
had
didn't.
Mark.
Oh.
The minute he
Mark.
said Mark is the second I'm like,
Damn, you forgot Pau Gasol. That's
I
crazy.
forgot Powell, but I didn't forget Mark. What the fuck?
Damn.
And then
You're-
your center.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Just think of one.
Nikola Jokic.
Fine.
That works.
That works.
Actually.
He was there.
He was there.
He was there.
He was there.
He is the best center of
He's
the
the
20.
best.
Nah, just kidding. It was fucking Dwight.
Dwight.
I hate
Dwight.
that bastard.
Dwight or Chris Bosh.
Dwight or Bosh.
Dwight.
Ben.
D. White.
Mine's pretty standard. We'll run through it. Wardell
The
Curry
goat.
the second, James Harden, LeBron James, Kevin Durant at my 4.
Yeah.
That
Makes
is
sense.
cool with that.
That
Yeah.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
that makes sense.
And my center is
sense.
Dwight Howard.
Okay.
Makes sense.
My center is actually Andre Drummond.
I think we may have done our 20s differently.
We definitely all did our teams completely.
Pause.
differently.
Actually, I revamped my center as Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond.
Cut that out.
No, Andre Drummond.
I'm just gonna let Will look like a fool.
Fine.
Just kidding. It is still Dwight.
It'll be a YouTube short.
No.
The way I did
If I get this job, I'm gonna be the one having to post it.
Yeah.
the way I did the 2020s was who's been the best so far
Facts.
at their position
Same.
in the year 2023.
See, I've been thinking
Same,
about
but
that.
also a
I've
lot of
been-
bias.
I've been thinking about that, but I'm thinking about potential.
I'm also
Yeah.
thinking
Also thinking about potential. Yes.
Because I've got somebody in mind for power forward.
Okay.
I've got somebody in mind for power forward that is definitely not considered one of the greatest so far.
No, but he has the potential to be
He
great.
has the potential to be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're on the same wavelength, Xavier.
I promise you, it's not the same person because nobody has who I have for power forward.
I think you're wrong here. I think we
AJ
might-
Griffin.
No, AJ Griffin.
All right, for point guard for the 2020s so far, it's still Steph Curry,
obviously.
with honorable mentions to Luka and Trey, simply because. And honestly, you know what? I'll throw in Jamal. I'll throw in Jamal Murray. in there.
Jamal.
He doesn't have the accolades that Luka and Trey have accrued so far, but bro just won
He
on a
hoops.
stellar finals run.
He hoops.
For shooting guard, I currently have Devin Booker as the best shooting guard of the 2020s. Don't fist bump me for that. Fuck the Suns.
Fuck the Suns.
But-
I
Trash.
don't like Book, but now I have to like him. It's just like the Dylan Brooks situation.
Yeah.
You don't have to like Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't, dude. There's so many players.
I don't like Justin Holiday, but he's on my team.
Fair. But it's more so that
I don't like
I'm
Clint
such
Capella,
a-
but he's
I'm
on my
such a KD fan that his next best player, I have to, like, even though he's like,
not
kind of
the-
sorry,
oh.
he's light skinned as shit. Like,
Dylan Brooks?
no, Book.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like Dylan Brooks is not the second best player on that team.
No, he's the best.
Some would argue Book's the best player on that team.
Because he is.
For my honorable mentions for shooting guard, I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jaylen Brown, and Anthony Edwards.
Love the Shea pick. Love the Shea.
I love Shai. I think
like
he's great.
Shai.
A lot of people
he's really good.
will say, like, if you're doing like the 2020s prediction list, Shea's ceiling is potentially higher than Book's, and it pisses me off at this point. But it's
No,
true.
it is very much true.
Yeah. For my small forward, I wrestle with this. I'm going to wrestle with this decision the whole time.
Okay.
I have LeBron James.
It is.
I have LeBron James with honorable mentions to Kevin Durant and the guy who I think might take over this position this year, Jason Tatum.
He's an MVP favorite,
Yes. For power forward, I have, of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo
without doubt.
with honorable mentions to Anthony Davis and Domantas Sabonis.
Oh yeah,
And then at
I didn't even think of Sabonis.
at center, I have Nikola Jokic with Joel Embiid and Bam Adebayo.
Fuck Joel Embiid.
Fuck Bam Adebayo.
What the fuck did Bam do?
Yeah, on God.
Trash.
He's not trash.
Bam just goes in and does his job.
Always makes every
He
year,
might be
all
a
defense
playoff
teams.
choker, but he does his job during the regular season.
This is true.
Yeah. He's a small center.
He is a small center.
He should be playing power forward.
He should. But
He can't shoot threes.
No, he can't. Well, Aaron Gordon can barely shoot threes.
Don't remind me.
Yeah.
All right, Xavier.
Like I said, very biased, very very personal.
Okay.
Very near and dear to my heart, this list is. Mm-hmm. And I went with so people who are currently in the league, who have been in the league for at least 2 years now,
Okay.
who are either established as key players in their positions or they're on their way to being established as key players in,
Is
in their
Trey your
positions.
definitive one because you're a Hawks fan?
Trey is my definitive
I'm cool
number
with that,
one.
my brother. I love Trey.
Trey is number one, of course, with honorable mention, of course, also to Steph Curry.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Shea, of course. My number two is also Devin Booker.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Small forward, Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards. I think that man is gonna be, once LeBron is out the league, it is just between him and Tatum. That's it. And I personally, just because I hate the fucking Celtics. I'm not the biggest fan of Jason Tatum, obviously.
No, he's a playoff choker.
I think Ant Edwards' ceiling is so much higher than his. So much higher. I feel like Jason still has that chip on his shoulder of him training with Kobe and feeling like he needs to be the next Kobe, that he's going to put so much pressure and so much on himself that he's not going to do it and he's just going to fumble.
No, the next Kobe is Richard Hollis Jefferson.
Book is more of the next
Richard Hollis Jefferson.
Richard Hollis Jefferson?
The next Kobe is Richard Hollis
Do you
Jefferson.
mean Rondé Hollis?
That one.
Yeah.
Rondé. Fuck.
I don't think he's in the league.
He's not, but that's what they were calling him that during the FIBA World Cup. It's
Yeah.
Kobe Jr.
Okay.
I promise you don't have this as your power forward. It's on Neko and Kongwu.
Oh, that's
That's fair. I will
That is
show
sick
Ben
work.
Yeah. Disgusting work. But
okay.
current and then future.
That's cool.
Yeah.
obviously very biased because I'm a Hawks fan.
Yeah, that's just
But
sorry. We're not gonna
also-
let you do that.
Yeah, no.
Change it now. Change it
You're
now.
you're done. You're
No,
done.
I like
You're
double.
cut.
I like double.
I don't think him staying with the Hawks makes him one of the best players in his
Nope.
position by the end of this decade. I think the Hawks trade him for other pieces, preferably so they can get Bronny probably,
Picks, young
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah.
LeBronny Jr.
and so they can get LeBron and Bronny on the same team.
Right.
That's my hope.
You're about to go sacrifice
But I
so
would
many
still
fucking
love. I think that Double O would work great on a team like the Pacers, like the Kings, even like the Rockets. Double O is just he's a two-way threat.
things. Yes.
Jabari Smith.
He's really fucking good, man. And I personally just see his ceiling as really high. It's just about whether or not he actually maximizes on that potential or not.
Right.
I hate him though, man. I think he's so overrated.
Who?
Year 4.
Shh. Shut up.
Oh, his four.
Shut up.
All right.
And then
Center.
Jokic at the 5.
As you should.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
I might
Okay.
just change mine from Jokic just for some shock value.
Man, fuck
You
you.
can say that. And then-
I don't know who else
I
I would put
have
at
I have an
center
honorable
in this.
mention. I have an NBA champion.
Probably Bam.
Oh, well.
Bam would probably be my.
All right, my five. I gotta go with Luka at point. I mean, granted, he is the soul of that Dallas Mavericks team.
And it's a dying soul.
It is a dying soul.
Kyrie.
Again, a dying soul.
Also, yeah, Luka plays the two more.
Now that they have Kyrie,
yeah,
Listed
but now
as a
that
guard.
yeah, but
they're just
before
interchangeable
He was
guards.
playing the
yeah,
one more. Yeah,
I mean, back home in Slovenia, he's a one.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's 'cause
shooting
everybody's
guard.
better than
It's a
him.
1
Gotta go
through
D-book.
4.
Book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to admit it, but yeah, book. Small forward, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Jason
Four.
Tatum.
I've got a current and then a future. I think
Okay.
current Giannis, dude's done too much.
Yeah.
But then my future.
He's my honorable mention.
Hey, then my future. Paulo Banchero.
I like Paulo.
I thought about putting Paulo on my
I
list,
like
but
Paulo. Why do you
I
hate him?
like him, but I don't think that Paulo can maximize on his
Y'all see
potential.
Okay,
where
but that's
ESPN
just
At least
current-
not with the Magic.
I was gonna say, but yeah, that's with the Magic. But he goes anywhere else, Paulo is going to be a
Paulo's
key.
a threat.
He
Oh, yeah.
is. That dude has the potential to be one of the next big stars.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Stays healthy. No, I mean he put
He's
up
just a
20.
hater, dog.
He put up 22 a game this year in his rookie season.
You know what I think is really bugging me?
And he was one of the best players
But
on
this
Team
is
USA.
not on
He
him
was.
as a player. It's on ESPN as the organization. You see how high they
Oh.
put him on the top 100?
Yeah.
Like chill a little bit.
They put him in the top 100.
They put him in
He
the
was
top
like
30.
He was like 20 something.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. I wouldn't,
yeah,
I wouldn't put him in. I wouldn't even put Paulo in the top 50.
No, not yet.
No,
You got too much dip on your chip with that, but you know that's
But-
But but ESPN is also the same kind of network that, based off preseason games, they put Wemby at number one.
They have
Yeah.
the Celtics above us in the betting odds for the title.
Yeah,
And they're- no.
Yeah, I don't trust anything. That ESPN people just be saying shit.
And then finally, my center, by the way, Nikola,
yeah,
the GOAT.
I mean, there's no other answer.
No, there isn't.
I mean, Wemby could at some point, but
No, don't
Nah.
you dare disrespect.
I don't.
For the people that
Wemby's
say,
good, bro, but I don't think he's NBA Shaq, Tim Duncan,
no,
Dirk
he's-
Nowitzki.
Dude, he's
good.
too skinny.
Yeah.
He's got to pack on some more meat, man.
Hey, yo.
Like,
yo.
no pause.
I
Maybe he needs to do that too. I don't know.
yeah, he needs to gain like
I don't judge anybody's sexual preferences.
No.
25 pounds of muscle.
Especially when you have LeBron's dick
Yeah.
in your mouth.
God damn, bro. Violence.
Sorry.
Ben?
Your five's yoke.
Yeah.
Quick thing. This is like it's once again on ESPN. Like someone like Kyrie Irving is at 34. Paolo's at 30. Can't
That
be
is-
doing that.
Wait, was Paulo who you were saying was a wash on his list? Was that who you were saying was
Yeah.
a joke on his list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean,
I just wanted to clarify
But
because
it's
he had
more
two
so-
people. That's why I was
It's
asking.
more so my beef with ESPN putting him that high. He's not
okay,
great.
but that's
It's
ESPN.
not with him himself.
Yeah.
He's a great player. You got to admit he's a great player.
He's overrated.
No. Well, yeah, by ESPN.
2020's current. Point guard's Luka Doncic.
Okay.
My shooting guard's Devin Booker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that put? No, you did. LeBron just my. Small
I still
forward.
have LeBron as small forward.
He's
Yeah.
an NBA
You-
champion in the 2020s.
I'm just thinking ahead.
Yeah. I'm trying to think ahead.
My
of
power, it's,
Yeah.
it's pretty standard. Power forward is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then my center is Nikola Jokic. The only other prominent big man, as an honorable mention, to win in the 2020s is Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
He played center that year.
He did play center.
He
that
did
year.
play center. Yeah,
Limit.
you're right.
Yep. So
Uh-huh.
he is my honorable mention for center, and that's kind of
He
like
played
my-
center this year too, didn't he?
That's
He
kind of
did.
my shock value thing.
He had to go up against Jokic. That was so fun.
Yeah, that's not a good matchup for him.
He got bullied.
It's not a good matchup.
Dude,
for
I
him
saw a
at all.
tweet yesterday where it says Jokic is like 6'11", 254.
I think that might be the Lakers' biggest downfall is just trying to figure out how to handle Jokic
You can't.
in the
who's gonna
playoffs.
rival Jokic this year?
No one.
Is Alperen Sengun. Offensively.
Taurine Prince.
Torian. Right. Okay, I like Sengun.
Sengun is nice.
He's good. Hey. don't let me pick him.
Also another honorable mentions for the this will still be the 2010s.
Chet Holmgren.
No, 2010s
Oh, for the 2010.
for 2010
Middle school
for
Chet Holmgren.
point for power forward. Pascal.
Siakam?
Oh, Pascal Siakam.
I like
Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
Cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I like Pascal.
Yeah.
Actually, I could have put like several more people at honorable mentions for point guard in the
Yeah.
2010s. I could have put Kyle Lowry and John Wall.
There's a lot of people.
And
The 2010s was
You
just
had
super stacked.
For my honorable mentions?
I'm thinking about your 2010s mentioned.
The 2010s was just
Yeah.
a
I like
wild
that.
decade.
Yeah,
'Cause
honestly,
you had the first half of the 2010s where it was just like LeBron on the Heat and all that crazy shit was going on with the Celtics and the Spurs and
Yeah.
But then you look at the
and then
guys
the
that are
Warriors
coming
are
out of
coming up.
college.
Yeah, and the Warriors are coming up at that same time, and then it starts like that Warriors dynasty in the second half.
And you look at all the guys that come out of college, like especially out of Kentucky, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, AD, Jamal Murray.
I'm the biggest hater of this dude, and I don't think anyone mentioned him as shooting guard in the 2010s, but he was a part of that big three, and that's Dwayne Wade. I hate Dwayne Wade.
Why
We
do
did
you
say
hate
Dwayne Wade.
We did.
Yeah, I gave Dwayne Wade an honorable mention.
We didn't have him on the starting list, but
Why
we
do
all
you
gave him
hate
honorable
Dwayne Wade?
mentions.
I hate him.
Why?
I think he's overrated. 2006 is false.
You said at point guard?
Still at Shaq.
Shooting.
Oh, okay.
20. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give you 2006. That was weird.
You know who's even more overrated than him and why he didn't make my honorable mentions for shooting guard in 2000s is Kobe Bryant, the most overrated star of all time. You know who's super overrated? This is a conversation I'd love to have.
You're choosing
Is
some.
Carmelo Anthony. Imagine if his name wasn't that cool. He is so overrated.
You're choosing a dangerous path there, Benjamin.
I think if Carmelo Anthony's name was like John Smith, he would not be.
Well, yeah, John Smith's the most basic fucking white name ever.
No, but like if it was anything basic, like Carmelo wouldn't be considered a legend. It's just because his name is so cool.
I just hope you know the episode's gonna fade out with Ben saying this bullshit. I'm just not even gonna
I
put
didn't
our
even get to
responses
give
in
you
there.
my. I didn't even get to give you all my 2020s prediction list.
No.
You did have two lists.
What was your
Didn't you?
2020s prediction?
You
list
guys,
quickly?
you want to read it?
Sure, I'll read it.
Here, I'll read it for you guys.
Ben's raising my blood pressure.
All right, Ben's prediction for the best starting five of the 2020s at point guard, Amen Thompson. At shooting
No,
guard,
guys, listen.
at shooting guard, Jalen Green.
God damn it, it's all Rockets.
At small forward,
It's not.
Cam Whitmore. At power forward, Jabari Smith Jr. At center, Alperen Şengün.
It's all fucking Rockets players.
Yeah, that's
just
the
the Rockets
future
team.
Rockets starting five. It's going to kind of be synonymous to like the 95-96 Bulls. Like you could argue like, you know, or like the 2017-18 Warriors. Very similar to that.
Notice how you didn't hear Dylan Brooks on there?
Well, yeah, he's fucking.
Notice how you didn't hear that fucking wash.
Are you all
Oh,
saying he's
man.
not fun to watch? Like you
He's
wouldn't
not,
want, you
bro.
wouldn't want him on your team?
No.
Dog, I haven't.
Bro, I don't think you understand how much I hate this man, dog. Like my soul. Every time I see Dylan Brooks on the court, dog, my soul flares.
Dog, there are only two people I hate in sports, and only one of them is an athlete.
Who is the other person you hate?
Jackson Mahomes.
Oh,
If I
fair.
met those
That's
two
fair, though.
people in Denver, it's hands on sight.
Yeah, no, Dylan Brooks could be walking down the street going to DNVR and it would be fades on site. I don't
Facts.
Bro said DNVR.
care because that's where the fuck Dylan Brooks would go.
Dylan Brooks would go to DNVR. He'd walk in. They wouldn't serve him.
They'd be like, "We don't serve your kind." He's like, "What, black people?" And he's like, "Nah, Dylan Brooks."
Dylan Brooks. Houston Rockets.
Don't you see this sign? No Dylan Brooks allowed.
No shirt, no shoes, no Dylan Brooks.
No Dylan Brooks.
All right, can we wrap this up? I got class.
Yeah. This has
That
been
ends
Board Man
in-
Gets Paid. This has been a wild episode of Board Man Gets Paid.
Big fan of this.
Big fan. Big fan.
Big fan.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
But
Good to have you back, Ben.
Yeah. Good to have you back, my guy.
Good to have you back.
Next
I'm
week
excited for
we
the
will. Yeah, next week we will be
On location.
talking about just like doing like a light coverage of. Yeah, we will be on location with TNT.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get a soundbite from Shaq and Charles.
Don't jinx it.
Give us a Shaq impression real quick.
Oh, hey, Alex, Ben, and Will, and Xavier. How's it going?
That's good. Chuck, you got Chuck?
That was fine.
Oh, man, y'all are terrible. I've heard your pod before. Y'all are yeah.
The fact
Man.
that Charles Barkley is the exact same voice as just like Cleveland Brown.
Hey, Peter. Y'all are
Peter.
terrible.
This is this is terrible.
This is terrible.
Close us out with one of those voices. This has been Boardman Gets Paid.
Oh, this has been Poor Man Gets Paid.
Who are you?
I'm Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm Benjamin Butler.
I'm Alex Petrich.
And I'm Kenny the Jet Smith. You've been have a good night, folks.
Bye.
Y'all,